In 2021, in the second year of the pandemic, Maranatha Volunteers International has been steadily working in Côte d'Ivoire to provide places of worship, learning, and community. Since starting our effort in the country 2 years ago, Maranatha crews and volunteers have helped to complete 10 one-day churches. 10 water wells, and a secondary school on the property of the Nyangong Seventh-day Adventist Church. These 21 projects are sure to make a significant impact in Côte d'Ivoire, where Adventism is not the majority faith. With a membership of just over 9,000, Adventists lie in the minority. Islam is the major religion, with mosques dotting the skyline. But search for an Adventist congregation, and you might find them here or here.
The size of the church is the size of your God. If your church is under threes and is under kind of simple roof, and you invite people from other denominations or other beliefs to come in, attend in your church, and they see that small, church under threes or under a small or very simple structure, they will say, what kind of God is that one?
Maranatha is working to help improve the image of the Adventist Church in this country. Churches constructed in places like Avagu are quickly making a big impact. This one-day church replaced a simple bamboo structure connected to an elder's home. Having a permanent, representable building is drawing attention to the message of hope the members have to share.
Vous voyez, ce temple-là, il y a des autorités même qui ont du mal à venir. Ils savent que nous prêchons la vérité, mais quand on les invite, ils ont envie de venir, mais quand ils voient le temple qui n'est pas digne, ils ne veulent pas venir. Mais avec ce temple-là, déjà, je vois que tous ceux que nous allons inviter, déjà, les gens veulent venir, parce qu'ils savent que nous avons la vérité, nous prêchons la vérité biblique.
Less than 6 months after the structure was erected, members had finished the walls, completing their new church. Adventist schools in the country are well respected by people of all religions. And offering this quality education has long been a way for the church to build relationships in a community. But they needed help to plant these centers of influence in more places around the country. Maranatha's first school project was a new campus in the town of Abrabouquois, which was completed in September of 2020. Since then, families have flocked to the school, eager for their children to get a strong educational and spiritual foundation.
Et quand je l'ai mis ici, à peine un mois, elle vient de commencer vraiment. En tout cas, je trouve que l'enfant a commencé à récupérer, elle progresse. En tout cas, ça va chez elle. Parce qu'il y a des choses, ce qui se passe à l'école ici, quand elle arrive à la maison, elle chante ce qu'on fait ici. En tout cas, elle dit tout ce qui se passe à l'église ici, à l'école ici. Elle chante, voilà, elle parle bien, elle commence à progresser, elle parle bien.
During its first year, the school offered kindergarten, attracting 31 children to attend. This year, kindergarten increased to 45 students, and the school has also expanded up to 3rd grade. 59 students are now in grades 1 to 3, bringing the total enrollment to 104. A second campus is underway in the town of Nyangong. When complete, this will provide secondary education in a neighborhood with few options for this type of instruction. Clean water is another big challenge for many of the small villages across Côte d'Ivoire. While some community water systems do exist, they often function intermittently. Clean water is a precious commodity, and one that is now being provided at Maranatha Church and school sites.
One thing I like about the well is that it's exactly what people need. And when you give them what they need, you see them smiling. And when you give them what they need, you can ask them to follow the Christ who provided for this need they had.
Here we have this advantage. People comes in, when they attend our church or our school, they discover that we have something to say about health, about education, and then they start wondering, what are nice people, what a nice church. They are not only concerned with spiritual, religious things, but also they want to teach me how to live better. And there is people that are coming to the church as a result of what they are learning in our schools and in our churches about that.
None of this would be possible without the dedicated work of our local Maranatha crews. Their efforts have been supported by a few teams of volunteers who ventured out on some of the first mission trips after the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, including one in March of this year. Together, we are helping to build strong, healthy communities who are eagerly sharing the hope of Jesus' return.